All right, let's have a look more at the Microsoft Teams Admin Center and in particular different policies that you're able to apply in different areas such as meetings and calls and chats and things like that. And this is the biggest area that was giving worry to teachers, that students were allowed to do a lot of different things and maybe the teachers didn't have a lot of control of being able to enable and disable different features within using Teams. It is possible to do through the Microsoft Teams Admin Center, and it's something that your IT department would have to go through and set up for the different users at your school. So for both the students and the staff. Again, like we discussed yesterday, your school may or may not have access to this depending on the tenant that you come under. So for example, if you're at a SIS school, it might not be under the control of your IT department. But again, if you go and talk to them or your head of department or your executive team, they can always put in a request to get this help for you. So if we're in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center and we come down the side here and we look at meetings, we're going to click on the meetings policy. Now there are lots of policies for lots of different things within the Teams environment. Most users will have the global org-wide default policy on them. And when we click on that, you can see all the different things that you are and aren't allowed to do. So you can have a look through this and decide what you do and don't want students to do, what you do and don't want staff to do, and toggle things on and off, and then save and apply policies to users. So if you want to change the global policy, you can add and create your own by clicking on Add. So you might want to call this Student Meeting Policy, and then you can go through and decide the features that you'd like turned on and off for your students for meetings, and then click Save. And you can see up the top it says the policy, Student Meeting Policy, was created. This means we can now apply this meeting policy for our students. You can go through and create as many policies as you like. You might want to create another one for staff or for different areas of faculty, teachers, executives, whatever you like to do. You'll also see down the side here there are live event policies, messaging policies. If we click down into voice, you've got voice routing policies, calling policies. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can have a look through and apply different policies for the different things within Teams. If I come over and choose users and click on one of the students here, let's select the policies that this student has assigned to them. Now you can see there's lots and lots of policies on this one student. So they've got meeting, messaging, live events, app permission, app setup, call park, calling, caller ID, Teams, emergency calling routing, dial plan, and voice routing policies. So lots and lots of different things to enable or disable different things that you'd want them to be doing. Now at the moment, this student has all of the global org-wide default policies. So it would be up to your organization what kind of policies you decide. We have some control over what people can do when they're using Teams environments. And that's really good for our peace of mind, knowing that we can enable and disable different features depending on what we do and don't want students and even teachers to be doing in Teams. Now, this is something that you have to get your IT department to look into setting up, as you can't really do it from a teacher level. So once you've created different policies for your students, or you've sat down and decided the different policies through the different environments like your meeting policies and your live event policies, messaging and so forth, then you have to apply the policies to the user. Now you can apply it one at a time, or through the Teams Admin Center, you can only apply to 20 users at once. And if you're in a big school of 500, 1,000, 1,500 students, that's going to take your IT team a long time to do. So your IT department can access their SIS information through School Data Sync, and then they can apply multiple policies to multiple users very fast. School Data Sync supports almost every SIS out there, and your IT department can come and have a look through the list and make sure that yours is on there. And then they can use this through School Data Sync to apply those policies faster. They can also use PowerShell and write some scripts and get those users applied. They can also use PowerShell and write a script. I'm not an IT technician, so I couldn't tell you what that script is, but if you let them know that these things are available, they can figure it out. And then it's really fast to apply the policies to a range of different users. It also really is helpful to teachers and parents and head of departments and the executive to know that things are enabled and disabled already in Teams for your students without you having to manually, every time you have a meeting, mute students and stop students from presenting and things like that. So make sure you have a chat to the right person. Let them know if you're worried about different things or you want certain things turned on and off, or ask if you can have things turned on and off. If your IT department is a little bit unsure about how they can enable or disable different features for both staff and students, let them know about the Microsoft Teams Admin Center and that they can use Microsoft School Data Sync with their SIS, and they also have options of using PowerShell to get those policies out to your users. And then using Teams becomes a lot easier for teachers, and they don't have to constantly be worrying that students might be doing the wrong thing.